All right, family, we in for a ride. We in for a ride. Oh, it's about to go down on Gye-Nyame Journey. Oh, we not playing tonight. We not playing tonight. No, tonight is not the night to play. So get your mind right. Get your mind right. Bring your emotional baggage. Here to Gye-Nyame Journey. We gonna help you deal with that. We're gonna help you deal with it. Give me your time. The black signal is going in out. I need to fix some stuff on my hoop suite. It's going down. CeeLo is in the house. Shouts out to the magnificent CeeLo. Man. It's about to go down. It's about to go down here, Gye-Nyame Journey, family. About to go down. For some reason, my hoop suite is now allowing the black signal has went out. The black signal has landed. It's going out all over the world. Y'all ready? Get ready. I don't know what's going on. I gotta activate some apps on my group. Man, I'm excited about tonight. We're about to be joined by one of the masters in our extended collective. Man, this is some bull. Alright. Okay, let's see if Gye-Nyame Journey is new. It's about to go down here, Gye-Nyame Journey. What is that? Come on. Alright, we up. Alright, shit. What I need is up. Oh, it's about to go down here on Gye-Nyame Journey, family. Like and share, because it's about to go down here on Gye-Nyame Journey. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Not playing at all tonight. Call-in lines are open. Just trying to make sure that everybody gets the message. We got a bill. We got a bill. We got a bill. Alright. Shouts out to Miss Sharika Brantley. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey, family. The family is coming in. And like I said, we will be joined by a master tonight. We will be joined by a master tonight. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. Brother Kwame, you need to let me know if you want your ambrosia filtered, because I may be able to bring it out tomorrow. Lines are open. 614. Tell your family, tell your friends, like and share. Like and share, family, because the conversation we're going to have tonight is very critical to what we are doing. Cleveland, I need for you to turn this light on for me if you would. The real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Family, the conversation we're going to have tonight is going to change your life. And this brother is here in Columbus, and he's sharing information with people in Columbus. And he's here for a workshop. So we was able to keep him over and provide him with a space so that he can help enlighten us. What is he talking about, Brother Hatim? Why are you so hyped, Brother Hatim? Because I use the stuff that he teach and it works. And I know for a fact that our community needs the information that this brother is bringing. One of the major issues we have in our community, male and female, is emotional illiteracy. I think I filtered it last time, right? So I'm talking to Brother Kwame. I know y'all like, oh, y'all be having, yeah, but you know, that's how we do in the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep y'all on y'all toes. Call in number. You can call in if you have questions. I want y'all to know that the major speaker tonight will be Brother Wekesa. If you have wisdom you want to add, make sure it's quick and sweet, because he is the one that the show is for tonight. But we got a couple minutes before we call in. So I want to send shouts out to everybody out there that's listening live and those that are listening later, because some of y'all be listening later. And I can dig that. I appreciate that, right? So we was going to be, if we was doing this tonight, we will be on day 38. Day 38, proverb. Zeal without knowledge is fire without light. Zeal without knowledge is fire without light. We're going to tear that one up next week. Stress is when you wake up screaming and you realize you haven't fallen asleep yet. Stress is when you wake up screaming and you realize you haven't fallen asleep yet. And the final one, that's from an author unknown. And the final one is, a house of your own is worth wagons. Not a wagon, wagons of gold. Family, you know what? I'm gonna ask Elder Wekesa about some of these tonight as we get into the conversation first. But let's handle business. So, Elder Wekesa will be speaking tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on NIA. That's NIA, tomorrow night at the Millennium Community School, 3500 Refugee Road. Make sure you're in the place. It is free, 7 p.m. Come on out and get a sampling, because the workshop will be going down on Kaumba, and it will be from 1 to about, we got 2 sessions. We got one from 1 to 3, and we got another session for going deeper, right? Going deeper later on for those people who are eligible to be certified as a trainer in this technique. All right, family, listen. I'm telling you right now, this whole emotional piece, I have watched it for years. It destroys our relationships. It destroys our organization.
This call is being recorded.
Everything. So right now, on the line right now, is this Elder Wekesa? Hello?
This is Brother Shaka.
Okay, cool. Now, let me say this. Tonight, we're going to have Brother Wekesa on. So like I said, keep the chatter down a little bit. But you can make an announcement right now while you got the line, because Elder Wekesa is not on yet.
I'm good, my brother. I just chimed in.
All right. So we appreciate everybody. Listen, feel free to call in if you have questions for the elder. By all means, either text them in. I'm live on Spreaker. I'm live on Facebook, and we got our lines open. So y'all gonna be able to call in. Elder Wekesa will be calling in a couple of seconds, in a couple of minutes. Go ahead.
Hey, Hotel.
Go ahead.
Now, I got 120 people live on my live right now who don't know anything about Elder Wekesa. Can you please give them an idea? And somebody on my live, if you will please type in on my screen the telephone number for other people that want to possibly somebody from my tribe, or Blaze, since you right here, if you can put it in 614-556-4535. But go ahead, Hotel, let them know what they calling in to experience tonight, and let them know actually. If you could just start from the basics and let them know what tonight is,
all right.
Thursday's show is.
The show tonight is called Tribal Quotes, for all those that are not familiar with it. And basically what we do is we break down proverbs. But tonight we have a special elder that's calling in, a guest. He's from Atlanta. He's here in Columbus, and he's going to be doing a workshop. And it's all about emotional literacy. Being able to define your emotions so that you can use them properly to guide you through life. Now, through my experience in our movements as black folks, one of the most destructive things is us not being able to express our emotions in a healthy way. So this elder is going to come and help us clarify. He's going to help us. He's going to talk about racial scripts. He's going to talk about a lot of stuff. So I need y'all to listen in. right? Now, I'm going to allow call-ins. I'm going to allow people to ask questions. But what I need is I need for y'all to hear my elder. Don't make me cut you off the line. I love you, but I am here. I want y'all to get this wisdom because I want those people that's in Columbus. I need y'all to know. I need y'all to like. I need y'all to share because for us to progress in this community, for us to progress in the nation building and the tribe building that we doing, we have to get this emotional monster under control. It's tearing us up. It's making us unhealthy. It's making it hard for all of us to communicate. It's destroying our homes. All because we are emotionally illiterate. Now let me tell you one thing I said this morning, and I'm done. And then we're gonna go because I think Elder Wekesa is on the line.
Yeah,
one of the things that I realized that slavery. One of the things because he did a workshop this morning. Somebody need to cut down on the background. He made a statement. He said caring is not carrying. Caring, C-A-R-I-N-G, is not carrying. And this basically it was when he said this, the parents in the room started yelling. Now this is a professional workshop. Some of the parents started yelling because what he was talking about was that it's our children's responsibility to care for us and we care for our children. But caring is not carrying. And the thought hit me at that point in time because we just had this conversation this morning. Slavery is carrying. You are not allowed to deal with your emotions when you're in slavery. So you have to carry and serve everybody else. You got to serve your master. So you got to carry, not care. You got to carry your emotions as well as your oppressor's emotions. This is one of the reasons a lot of us is having issues because some of us are caring and carrying the rest. And right now in Gye-Nyame Journey, we got to come to the workshop because it has to end. So Elder Wekesa, if you would please, sir, could you please give these people an introduction of who you are because we got people on, because Brother Shaka called in, he said he got 100 people on his end. I got a few people on my end, and it's going to keep on growing. People, like and share.
Yes, thank you, Brother Hatem. So much appreciate you and appreciate the Columbus African community. It is time. It's time for us to take charge of our community. And we cannot do that when our efforts and our communication with each other is been scripted and ruled by others. They're not even in the room, but they're running our communication. Okay? While we try to be the best men we can be and the best women we can be, all of that is important for us to have those goals. But when my communication is guided by a script written by other people, it means that they are the authors of our relationships. If they are the authors of our relationships, then that means they are the authorities in our relationships, and they're not even in the room. My name is Wekesa Olatunji Mazimoyo. I'm co-director of AYA Educational Institute. For those of you who are online, look it up now or other times, ayaed.com or Aya Educational Institute. My name is Wekesa, W-E-K-E-S-A, W-E-K-E-S-A, M-A-D-Z-I-M-O-Y-O. If you put Wekesa and A-Y-A, you put it in your Facebook link, or you put it on your search, well, you can do that too. Put it in your YouTube link. You'll get you some YouTube videos. You know, if you put it in your Google or other search engine, you'll have things come up. We are celebrating our 20th anniversary, Aya Education Institute. Now, I've been doing this work a lot longer than that, but Aya, as an institute, celebrates its 20th anniversary. In November is officially, we will have made 20 and be starting on our 21st year.
Hold on.
In actuality,
hold on.
Yes, sir.
The elder has a school that has been it's a black school, black run school, an online school that he has been maintaining and educating our youth. He said for 20 years, family, I want y'all to think about this. We ain't just talking to somebody who is coming at us with theory. We ain't talking to somebody who just is speculating. We're talking to somebody who is actually out here doing the work. I'm sorry, y'all. I just wanted to bring that up. And family, we're gonna give the Aya Institute and everybody on here like and share and go and get on their fan page. Hold on, there you go. Right? We gotta cheer it up. You gotta cheer it up.
Go to Facebook and you put in that, you'll get that link. If you go to Facebook and you put Wekesa Mazimoyo, Wekesa. Now, if you just do Wekesa, it'll have you some Kenyan sites. Because Wekesa is a Kenyan name, okay? If you put Wekesa and AYA or AYA Student Institute, you'll get some other things. But enough of that. I mean, you know, I'll answer questions more about who I am. My wife is Afia Mazimoyo. My wife of 30-plus years. We still are in love. We still hold hands. Okay.
Wait. Hold on. Time out. You telling me that you've been married for 30 years and you still hold hands?
We are still in love, and I like to say to the young folks, and in lust. And what does that mean?
Wait. Hold on. Stop, Elder.
When I look at her across the room, I look at her like I did when we first, you know, like,
Wait a minute. 30
now,
years.
I'm telling you.
Now,
I don't mean we stay together so that the children get out the house, okay? I don't mean we just endured because you're just supposed to make it work. I'm talking about I'm a better man because for 30 years, this woman has helped to make me a better man. She's a better woman.
Wait a minute.
Because for 30 years, our relationship with each other has been a healing relationship. I want to repeat that. By design, our relationship has helped us heal the wounds we brought into the relationship, as opposed to exacerbate the wounds that we brought into the relationship.
Wait, Elder, stop, please. Hold on. Are you telling me now? Do y'all, in your relationship, do you use the system that you are here in Columbus to teach?
That's exactly why I'm here. It's tested, all right? It's tested over years. See, this is not somebody who read something out of a book and decided, okay, that sounds good, so let me be a motivational speaker and let me tell you some things, when, in fact, my relationship is in shambles. No, okay? And not only my relationship, we have been teaching this work and training people to use these tools in their lives, and therefore there are relationships that are stable, that are growing, that are healing, because they use this tool set. Not because it's a new idea or just another idea. Let me tell you, another idea won't do much for you unless you become skilled and do something different with the new idea. Then, in fact, it'll make you feel good for a while, but you'll sink back into your old communicative habits, okay? Your own internal communicative habits and your external communicative habits, and you'll get the same results you've always gotten. What I'm talking about is a system that we call the Blacknificent Seven. 3 skills and 4 steps. That's not too complicated. 3 skills and 4 steps. They're simple to understand. They are difficult to implement. I want to say that again because most people make things complicated to understand. But real truths in life are not complicated to understand. The truths are simple. They are complicated and difficult to implement because if you implement them, you're going against the grain, the plan laid out for us to be at each other's throats, for us to be discombobulated at each other, disunified. That's the plan. Those are the things that are in place for us to be self-doubting and critical of each other to the point of hurting each other. That's the plan. So implementing this simple system is difficult because you're going against the grain. But it is so for when you are seeing your children and they're willing to follow in your footsteps, and that is in their own way with their own creativity, take what you started and begin to build it up. I say that because when I say our Educational Institute is 20 years old, and my children are carrying it on, my adult children. Now, some of you are old enough, you know it's hard to get your adult children to value what you created enough for them to commit their life to taking it to the next level. See, but there is no success without succession. This system is designed to take our children and to have them devalue whatever we started, whatever we created. Oh, that little business, that's not worth much. I want this over here. That little thing that y'all talk about, no, that's not good enough. I got to go over here. That is, it's designed to take our children away from us, and the communication that they embed in us is designed to have us push our children away. Now, let me give you a real example.
Go ahead.
I'll give you an example. I was in a workshop. I won't say who or where. It doesn't matter. Let's make it. I'll tell you. Let's make it Chicago. That's hypothetical. And I was talking about this process of becoming emotionally authentic, and how we have to change the script. And I gave an example of my own daughter. I'm going to give you this example that I gave, then I'm going to give you what she said, this person, for her and her own example. It was new to her as she was learning it. For me, I said, here was an example of a script. And because I know the skill set, I was able to invert it, but barely. So my daughter, Seraphina is her name. We were living in North Carolina. Her mother is from Alabama. Her mother's name is Afia. That's my wife for more than 30 years. Well, Seraphina was about 9 years old, and she and her mother created a garden in the backyard. Now, I'm traveling, doing some of the things like I'm doing now, but one of the times I'm home, Seraphina is working in the garden by herself. I walk around the back of the house, I see her, and I lean over to give her some advice. And my 9-year-old daughter says, Daddy, talk to the hand because the face don't understand. And I asked the people in the workshop, what do they think I was feeling when she said that? And to a person, they said angry. She was being disrespectful. I said, well, I thought about for a minute going that way. I said, but really when I applied this tool of becoming emotionally authentic, what I realized is that I was feeling sad that she and her mother had created a pact and they had a party going on, and I wasn't invited. And all she was saying is, Daddy, this is me and Mama stuff. Would you stay out of it? I was feeling sad that I wasn't invited. I was feeling a little bit scared that I was losing my little girl, and she was beginning to grow and to not need me like she needed me before. And so what I was trained to do by this system is not to be aware of that, my sadness and scare, but instead to notice how she said it and to jump on her about how disrespectful she was to say it like that. It would seem like it was right. Oh, see, it was disrespectful. I was a teacher or whatever, and I'm hiding from myself my real sadness and my real scare.
Now,
so I'm being inauthentic in that way and creating, if I do that, and creating a block between me and my daughter.
Let me ask a question,
Go
Elder.
ahead.
Let me ask you this question. So, through the slavery experience, does that impact this emotional authenticity that you're talking about? I mean, like, is that part of why?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Not just captivity. I don't use the word slavery when it relating to us, because or slaves, and certainly not calling white people masters. Just have to give this little caveat here. I call it African captivity, Africans in bondage. I'm not denying that we were held against our will and in bondage or captivity, I'm making sure, though, that I don't identify us with an imposed condition. We were not slaves. We were Africans, and we didn't lose our Africanness because our condition was bondage. And I do not identify with, and it's not healthy for us to identify with an imposed condition. If I cut my hand today and I see you, my brother, and I reach out my hand, I didn't say, hello, Brother Hatem, I'm a cut hand. That's my condition. I'll say, excuse me, brother, would you take my left hand? My name is Wekesa Matimoyo, but I hurt my hand the other day. I'm still Wekesa Matimoyo. I'm not a cut hand. I do not identify psychologically or with my identity with a condition, particularly if it's an imposed condition by my oppressor. And one other reason that I don't use slavery or enslaved, because it's too close, because if you got a slave, you have to have a what, bro?
Master.
You got to have a master, and it is psychologically damaging for us to call white people master, past, present, or future. So your question, I'm reframing. So what?
No, that's somebody. Hey, Shaka, you're going to have to cut that off in the background, man.
What I'm saying is, let me just finish this and to answer your question, and I'll pause. That is, my reframe is, did our oppression during our period of Africans in captivity in this country and in the Caribbean and in Africa and in Europe, does this conditioning influence this emotional inauthenticity and illiteracy? And the answer is absolutely. In two ways. There were certain emotions we were not supposed to show, and if we did, we could be killed. And in another way, we were told that white people were the model, and so as we followed them out of captivity, using them as the model, then we followed them. So we'll say, we don't need to be emotional. We need to think. Black people are too emotional. What we really need to do is be better thinkers. Wrong. We need to be feelers and thinkers. We need thinking and feeling. They both need to be balanced and working together. Suppressing your emotion will actually only hide the script from you, because Europeans embedded the script, not just during captivity, out since captivity and on to this day, but not just embedded for us. This is what they operate on, because it is a script for war. Hear me clearly. And it is an appropriate script when you are at war. It is just not one when you're trying to build family. For me to be angry, show anger to my daughter who didn't want to keep something for her and her mother, and I wasn't invited to that party, for me to go to a place like I'm at war with her, when in fact I'm sad and scared, fits their paradigm of relationships based on competitiveness and war. It doesn't fit our paradigm where we need to knit unity with each other. So it is not just captivity. It's continued throughout oppression, and it's continued because we are in oppression. We take them as competent and legitimate authority, and so what we see them do and say, we ape it, we copy it as if it is appropriate for us, and it is not. And so this tool set accounts for oppression and accounts for us creating our own way out of it. And the beautiful thing about it is you become the authority, because your own emotional self can tell you, your emotions and your thinking working together can verify for yourself whether or not you're going down the right path. It is not just following me and what I said. You have the your internal gyroscope. When people falsify our emotional responses, when they convince us to suppress our emotions so that they know what we're feeling before we know what we're feeling, then we're like sitting ducks and we can be manipulated. Suppressing your emotions as opposed to becoming emotionally authentic and emotionally intelligent and emotionally aware. But the key is not just awareness. awareness. That's one part. But emotional authentic means we're no longer following the false script that tell me that I'm feeling angry when I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling sad when I'm feeling angry. It's really about how do I tune in to what I'm authentically feeling so that my passion from my feeling connects to my good thinking so that they work hand in hand to be problem solvers. You see, those people who want us to just suppress our emotions as the answer then want us to then use our alienated thinking, our thinking that's been alienated from our emotional center, so that we, as Amos Wilson says, we become alienated from our emotions to serve aliens. So it's critical. This is a system where our emotions are falsified. That some of you know the work of Dr. Amos Wilson.
Word.
Okay, I'm a student of Dr. Amos Wilson. Okay, but see, students, good students, not only study the works, they build on the works. See, somebody, if all I'm doing is just repeating what he said, be like, well, yo, bro, I want you to study it, but now you take it to the next level. And so he taught us about falsified consciousness. One of my favorite books, please go get it. It's Falsification of African Consciousness. The book that I'm writing is a corollary. It's a partner to that. It's falsified emotional responses, where I respond emotionally in a false way, but not in an authentic way, based on a script written by somebody else. So let's go back to this example where there was my daughter. She said, talk to the hand because the face don't understand. I first want to say, I don't like when you say that, you're disrespectful. That's coming out in my mad. I'm mad about what you did. What I realize, understand, is my biggest reaction is I'm sad and scared. All right? And so I hold off on trying to correct how she responded to then let myself, in the face of my sadness, handle that myself. I choose to find a place to grieve and let go of the fact that she and her mother had something that I'm not a part of, that I ain't invited to. All right? And in fact, not only do I grieve that, I can also then be happy that she and her mother have this special thing, even though I'm a part of it.
Now,
all right?
question.
Get some reassurance. Yes.
Question. Here we go. Check this out, family. Make sure that if you call in, you can mute your phone and listen in. And if you have a question when you get a chance, get it in there. Also, family, if you are on the Spreaker or the Spreaker app, you can type your question directly in. I will ask the elder. If you're on Facebook, type it in. I will ask the elder so that we can get this conversation popping off. Now, elder, I got to ask you, as a man, what is the importance of emotions? Now, I mean, because, we hear that we need to open up and be a little bit more emotional and stuff like that and stuff like that. But now I need you to explain to us what is the emotional thing and what is the importance of it.
There is this idea that a man is only a warrior. Well, guess what? A man is also a builder, a real man. I got to build families. I got to build businesses. I got to build communities. I can't do anything by myself. Okay? I got to build armies, for that matter. I got to build trust among people who want to fight with me, who want to build with me, who want to build a business. Well, guess what? When I'm building with my brothers and sisters and my wives and my children, when I'm building, I'm not at war. So I don't just need to be a skilled warrior. Yes, I do need to be a skilled warrior when it is time for war. I need to be a skilled builder. It takes a different emotional set when I'm going to war than when I'm trying to build. Not only a builder, I need to be a healer. You think my children right now, my male children, are not scared of this police brutality and this white vigilante system that we're in, who are killing us with impunity? You think they don't need healing? Let me tell you, this audience here in Columbus, and whoever you're listening, however, the largest cause of death for black boys under 11 years old is suicide. Get real. It's suicide. Our rate of killing ourselves, our boys. I ain't even talking about teenagers. I'm not talking about shooting each other. I'm talking about taking our own lives. Since 2015, our rate of suicide for our boys killing themselves is greater than white boys killing themselves. This is an epidemic, and we don't need a warrior for that. We need a healer. Yes, I need to be a warrior to change the oppression and challenge the oppression. But when I go in and talking to my children right now, since I can't quickly pop my fingers and stop these white folks from killing us, then I got to be a healer and be somebody who know how to build a shield around my children so that we aren't committing suicide. We did it before, and we got to do it again. So any man who just has the emotions of I'm strong and I will kick your butt and whatever is missing the boat if they also don't know how to use their hand for a gentle touch when their children need it. A gentle touch when their woman needs it. A supportive hand when a brother needs a hand up. A shoulder when a brother needs a shoulder to cry on. You can't be no man by yourself. You're talking about a community of men. So we have to be warriors, healers, and builders as men as well as women. And that takes us not only having the strong emotion and the warrior emotion, we also have to have emotions of sadness and emotions of scare. Because our sad and scared emotions are connecting emotions. They are not negative emotions. Please, family, please do not accept some new age walked over stuff that we just need to be positive. We need to be positive. We just need to think positive thoughts. Yes, they're good, but that ain't enough. I can sit with my legs crossed and I can have my fingers in the right place, and I can, and that's good, because I need to help me heal, but that ain't going to stop no crackers, okay, or white folks or enemies from killing us. I need to be in tune with myself in those ways to help me heal so that I'm a better warrior. But I also don't just need to be a warrior. I need to also become a skilled healer. And in a minute, I'll give you examples, because I want to stop for questions. But I'll give you examples to remind me of, in response to what I said about my daughter Serafina telling me to talk to the hand. There was another sister who the sister in Chicago, who thought about an example in her life. And then there was a brother who thought about an example in his life, and they were talking about their children. Remind me to come back to that. Let me pause a second. Take any questions you got.
Any questions out there? Any questions out there? He hot tonight. Family, listen, don't waste it. Right now we're going to have a discussion. We're going to have a discussion tomorrow, and he's going to be here on Kuumba. Because you already know I done took over. I done conquered the week, and I done decided that I will no longer use their definition of the week. So listen up, family. Listen up. Listen up. If you have any questions, this is the time. Type them in. If you are on the line, feel free to ask a question. All right.
Hello.
Go ahead.
This is Brother Shaka. How you doing, Elder?
Great, Brother Shaka. Good to hear your voice.
Good. You know, I actually have two questions, man. This is some real life stuff that I'm really interested in right now, because I experienced when I am challenged with someone who obviously doesn't understand who I am and a very insult type of energy, I find that my hands shake when I am responding to it. And that involuntary response, I don't know what it is. And I wanted to know from you if you can identify with that.
So when somebody doesn't really understand you, is missing you, and they're not only missing, they're being recalcitrant in their missing of you, and they're disagreeing with you.
Not just disagreement, but confrontation.
Okay. Like confronting your idea, or they all up in your face like they're going to kick your butt? Which one?
more like trolling. Like if I'm speaking on a level that you like if you're speaking right now and somebody say, "Oh man, that N-word don't know what he's talking about." You know, that N-word is brainwashing all these brothers and sisters, and you know what, and they start, but they don't know the core of who you are, but they are imposing that into your space right now. You know what I mean? When if I type to respond, my hands are already shaking. And I don't. Okay.
Yeah. So I appreciate it because I needed clarity, and part of how this model works is to help you become emotionally literate and authentic. Okay. So knowing what you're feeling with your hands shaking is so critical because sometimes it's you're on point and sometimes you're partly on point and sometimes not and sometimes you miss it by a country mile. So this person is trolling on your piece, all right? And clearly, now I'm going to drop out 6 feeling families, and we get in the workshop we really get to practice these. I'm going to drop out 6 of them. You can handle 6. There's joy, peace, and power, and there's mad, sad, and scared. Those are the roots in our model. Joy, peace, power, mad, sad, scared. Well, you can clearly root out joy, peace, and power when they're trolling on your page, right? So now we're down to 3, right?
Right.
So of those 3, they are on your page or on your space. This N doesn't know what he's talking about, all right? Bad, sad, or scared, or what combination, because we rarely feel one feeling at a time. Which one of those, one or ones of those are you feeling in that situation?
I mean, the shaking, I want to say scared. I don't think I connect with that emotion all the way.
Okay, you don't have to be. You can shake. You can feel angry and shake. You can feel angry and also feel scared. You can feel angry about what the person is doing. Feel scared about your response to the person. Feel that you might, overreact to the person. Okay, that one for your hand shaking. It's kind of like if they were in front of you. You like one part of you want to knock them in the kingdom come, but the other part of you is afraid of doing that. What may not be the right thing or the right time or whatever. Okay. Now the beautiful part about what you learn. You live in Columbus?
I live in Cleveland right now.
Cleveland. If you could make it over, it'd be a wonderful thing. If not, I want you to talk about how you can bring me to Cleveland. Okay, so that we can really have a workshop where you can practice this. But you're knowing... I would
definitely be there on the 18th.
He ain't gonna... Elder won't be here. But...
I'm talking about either tomorrow night or all day or Saturday.
We're gonna bring him back. He coming back. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more.
Here's how you begin to get, and I love that you are in a place of discovery, because that's what we need to be, all right? To know what's going on. Here's how we do that. Mad, sad, and scared sends to our brain, or the other part of our brain, a 2-part message. My mad feelings say that I've been violated, and I need to set limits with this person. Okay, that violation may be my personal space, or the violation may be of an agreement. Okay, now a disagreement with me doesn't automatically go to a violation. I can disagree with you. You may not like that I disagree with you, but there's no violation of you that I disagree with you. Okay? All right? You may decide that this particular path is a good one. I may disagree with that. Now, if you read that as a violation, then you can need to go, fishing unless I'm somehow violating your personal space or some agreement we've had. See what I'm saying? So then I would, and this is a check. Because each emotion sends a certain message, if you follow the message, you say, well, you know what, I don't see no violation. Okay? Now, you may, if I call you the N-word, that may be a violation. You see what I'm saying? So there may be it's okay for you to disagree. I really appreciate you not calling me, the N-word. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that way you separated the two so that I can say, I can hear you disagreement. I disagree,
Right.
you disagree, cool. But and what I'd like to keep it is where we ain't doing the name calling. All right?
Right.
All right. And boom. So I've identified what the violation is, and after you identify what the violation is, you set limits. So if I'm somebody on my page, I'll say, listen, I don't mind disagreement, but let's not have the name calling. I don't want that. That's the kind of rule here. And if you do that, I'm going to bounce you off.
Right.
Okay? But I'm not bouncing you off because I disagree with you or you disagree with me. I'm bouncing you off because there's a violation, because a disagreement is not a violation. Okay? So that may be one thing. But the other thing, I may also have some feelings about your disagreeing with me. So I may feel sad that you don't see it the way I see it. Because I'd love for you too. Everybody would love to be agreed with. Okay? Have our position affirmed. I may feel some scare that you don't agree, and therefore, and you believe something else, because that may say, well, I'm really afraid that we won't ever win and be able to mount a sufficient attack or mount a sufficient defense if, more and more people believe like you believe. That would be my scare, and that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, my brother, I would say that, bro, you see what I say? You know what? Notice now, I want people to understand, because other people will tell you that your thinking and feeling, all your emotions will mess with your thinking. I'm just going through the door of emotion to connect my emotions and my thinking and look at how strong the communication is and how clear it is and how I'm not creating an automatic enemy. For me to say, brother,
right.
Position, I feel scared as I hear you and other people take that position, and my scare is that we will never mount a sufficient defense if we have that position. While I respect your right to have that, it brings up some scare for me. And here it is. Now, ain't punked out, not shaking in the knees, okay? And you're communicating authentically with the brother, okay?
Right.
You might say, you know what, I can respect the disagreement. I don't respect, the name calling. Please, let's I don't want you to do that here on my page, and I'm setting up the rules for that and some agreement around that. Bam. Well, now people reading what you did or hearing you, they actually then hear the mature brother. They hear the strong brother who is not violating the person back and start a little spat. See what I'm saying?
Right.
All right? Because you act like a fool because they act like a fool, and people listening don't know the difference.
Right.
And you've done is become clear about your emotions and use them to guide, because every emotion, all 6 of them, send to your other part of your brain a message, an authentic message of a way to go. Now, what people have done is got it so that it's supposed to be twisted. If somebody disagrees with you, then you're supposed to be pissed with them, because you're the intelligent one, and they become the ignorant one, and that's why what's wrong with us ignorant black people, whatever. Now, so they just hit you with something, you hit them back, whether it's verbally or not, and now you got a little mini war going on because white folks done taught you to go to war with your brother when you're trying to build community.
Sure.
I got a question off the line. Sister Terahasa says, Can we ever do for our children what we need to do for them when without having exclusively African schools? I think we compromise in the presence of others.
Well, of course, it is ideal that we educate our own children, and we got to get about the business of doing that formally and informally. We must employ our own people, that is, build our own businesses and support our businesses, and that's the formula for getting home. Now, we can't snap our fingers, and some of us are working from can to can for not much more than minimum wage so we can keep a roof over our children's head. and don't quite know how we're going to afford to send our children to an African-centered school. Now, we need to get more and more in that position and prioritize that more, no question about that. I have a school that's deserving of support. At the same time, how did we in the past? We don't have to relinquish. School is not just the be-all and end-all. I can prepare my child. I can also be involved in Saturday schools and after schools. Hear me. Yes, the best situation is for us to run our schools and no longer putting our children in our enemy's hands to educate.
Can I make a comment, please?
And let me just finish this sentence. And every step we can make in that direction also helps us get there. Go for it.
Yeah, I just want to say I totally agree. But my only issue is that when I constantly hear people stating that we need our own schools, I don't hear in the same breath anyone advocating or encouraging people to go into the field of education. And I just don't understand how we plan to do B, if we haven't done A. And so our children come to us and they say they want to be teachers, and we tell them, oh, they don't make any money, right? We don't encourage them to go into those fields. So I know schools I know schools that, for example, I'm going to use Afrocentric in Columbus, Ohio, that they had a vision on what that was going to look like. But when it came time to fulfill those positions, you had a union fighting, saying that you couldn't say that you only wanted a certain teacher, but B, you didn't have enough people qualified to go into those positions.
Wonderful.
You didn't have enough.
Listen.
Feel how about that, sister? When you hear people saying that we need to educate our own, and we're not advocating that children go into education, you feel what about that?
I feel like it behooves us not to. And I am an educator. I am a teacher.
Hold on.
And within my my classroom,
Lady J.
Yes.
Hold on. He asked a specific question. Now you kind of late on the conversation. He is dealing with emotional literacy. He asked you what? No, he asked you what you feel.
I did get that piece. I was on the phone listening.
Okay, let me just. I really appreciate your answer and your authenticity. And part of what he's referring to is, and please y'all write this down, because a part of our becoming emotionally authentic and literate is to know when we are expressing an emotion and when we are expressing a thought. It's important to know the difference for our own selves and for our communication. When I ask you how you felt and you say, I feel like we should or we shouldn't, that's a conclusion. It may be a correct conclusion or incorrect conclusion. That's an idea. I feel like is not a feeling. We're using the word I feel like in almost a metaphorical sense, okay? What's not coming after it is not a feeling, all right? It's a thought. Maybe a correct one. It's an idea. It's a wish, okay?
Got it.
It may be legitimate ones, but it's not a feeling, okay? Now, if I am in your place, and this is just for the sake of time, okay? In a longer workshop, we could go and get to it more deeply.
Which we'll be having this Kaumba from 1 to 3, and we'll have a second session. So come out and support the family, and come check out the elder in person in Columbus, Ohio, at 3500 Refugee Road, the Millennium Community School. He will also be teaching tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's tomorrow. So, yo, hit me up, Lady J. I'll get you some tickets.
Tomorrow, 7
Hey,
o'clock.
Brother Hatem.
Go ahead. Oh, wait. Let Elder go.
But
Brother Wekesa.
yes. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, this is Shaka. I wanted you to finish, but I also wanted you to remember that I had a two-part to that question. Well, it's a totally different question, but go ahead.
Okay, Shaka, I'll double back. Let me just go answer the sister. If it were me, then I would feel sad that folks would do one thing, which is true, and they would not be as likely to do the other. One thing is to ask for African-centered school, and the other is not to encourage our children to go into education. So I feel sad about that, okay? And the advantage of expressing that as a sadness as opposed to I'm angry at people who do that is I pick a fight with folks when in fact it's a wish that I want for folks to do better and do at. It is not true that they should stop asking for African-centered schools, even though they don't encourage their children to be in education. I got some, I just want more. Like you bought me some vanilla, I want vanilla and chocolate and strawberry. Okay? So I'm glad you bought me vanilla, and I'm a little sad that you didn't bring me chocolate. Does that make sense, sister?
Yes.
And putting it like that would be confronting, that you're confronting me as a healer. If you come at me like I did something wrong, when in fact I did something right, it's just that you also want more, then in fact, what you do is pick a fight when there is really none to pick. Because white folks done taught us that when we're dissatisfied, that is feeling sad, we should go to war with each other. Okay? It's the same thing when black people say, we don't support each other, which is a lie, as opposed to saying, yes, we do support each other, and I really wish we would support each other much more than we do. See, the impact of a child hearing me say that black people don't support each other is not going to have them want to go into business serving black people, because I've already convinced them that they won't be supported, as opposed to, yes, we support each other, and I really wish we would add to that and support each other. But you see what I'm saying? Notice the difference, y'all. Y'all, this subtle difference is critical. Y'all, in order to win this battle, this is a psychological battle, okay? We cannot get home ignoring that the enemy, we say it all the time, the chains are on our minds, and that comes out in our words. Well, we have to correct that so that we win the mind game and the emotional game in order to win the field game. So thank you, sister, for sharing. I agree. We need to encourage folks to go into education, not so much, though, to go into an educational system that means them no good. That is, becoming an educator doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to become an educator to work in a public school or white-controlled, even though it may be a black private school system. We need to expand the definition.
Well, no, hold on, because I got another.
I'll say this, and I'll double back. We got to let some other folk come in and put it in the chat, and we'll come back around. I just want to give some more, and I'm glad you're into it. All right, and what I'm advocating is the comment is, when some people say they don't want to go into education, one part is about money. Another part is it's a messed up racist system, okay, that really we haven't organized to either fight or take over. And that also contributes to folks not wanting to go into education, because some people who go into education wanting to educate black children, they come into a system that prevents them from doing so. And so that needs to be accounted for. So thank you for your piece. Put other follow-up questions in the text, in the chat, or circle it back around. All right. Now let me quite get to Shaka, and then
wait. Hold on. It's one statement before Shaka. I want this is from Sister Regina Idrisu. Thank you for joining us on Facebook. I want to ask a question, but I'm just taking it all in at this point. Give thanks for the wisdom. I'm thinking about and appreciating my husband all the more. I'm still new to marriage and partnership on this level, so I appreciate everything the elder has shared thus far. I feel like a child in the corner listening to grown folks trying to soak it all up. So,
And thank you for reading that. Appreciate that, sister, for putting it. Okay, Shaka, what was the second part of your question, bro?
Now, the second question is all together. I mean, going back to where you started and speaking of you and your wife, that's what I want, all right? And the circumstance that I find myself in right now is that I found someone who I know could be that one. And we talked for like 5 hours today. See, she's not from the States. Her people are from Antigua, and she's in London. And she's talking about coming over and transpotting with her children for us to be a unit, right? Piece is that in being very vulnerable, in a very vulnerable place, you know, she wanted to know everything about me, the hurts in my past, you know, what pains me now, and so that it would open up for her to be able to tell hers. And and I'll say this, you know, one thing I said to myself after being married and divorced one time, and going through a lot of relationships that, you know, I found myself still in a cycle of repeated abuse. And I'm talking about, you know, how they are reliving their old relationships, you know, through me, and how I have to push that energy out of my life for the protection of my sanctuary and my child. Now, and what was discovered about her is that she grew up in a system of violence. Hey, get back in here! The skunk's down there. And she has grown up in from a household setting, has experienced a lot of violence, which is cultivated the type of person that she is. And one thing I say to myself is, man, you know, earlier on, before I met her, that I'm not marrying another project. But I think that we're all works in progress, and we all have these things to deal with.
I need you to get me to. I got a sense of it. Go, give me to your question.
Yeah. So what I want to know is, in taking this on, how can we deal with that? Because her suggestion or her question to me is, if I came to you, are you able to deal with that hype side of me, with that side of me that is volatile because of this? And that's my question.
Excellent. Many great that you are not wanting to repeat what you did before. First thing, it's important for you to be aware of how you chose before and what was in it for you. How is it you missed what you missed before? All right. And that's important because that will tell you what to look for, what to ask for. All right, what kind of things to ask for. Understand what was your part in the other relationships. Right. I don't care. I'm not talking about who to blame. I'm talking about what was your part. Your part may have been 1%, and hers may have been 99, or yours may be 99, hers 1. We're not talking about blame. Find what was your part so that you can clean that up and be aware of what you need and that you missed, so that you don't miss it going into this one. All right? All right.
Right.
She asked about your past and your hurts, and you asked about hers. Wonderful. Is she committed to working on healing them already? She needs to be. Just as you need to be clear about healing your wounds already. Okay? We all are projects. The key is it a match? Is this a project that you want to take on? There's no such thing as you with somebody and they are not a project. The question is, it's a project that you want to take on, given that you all right, and all have some agreement, and also making sure that she knows the project that you are.
Hold on.
All right?
Right.
And do that. Now, being clear about what your path, what your emotions are will really help you do that, and that's about the most I can do given the time that we have. But let me give you my email address and my phone number, because we do couples work, okay, and we do it online so we can see each other and whatever, and we do it across the water. I am Wekesa at Gmail, Wekesa at Gmail. It's real simple, Wekesa at gmail.com. You know, and my number is 404-798-6170. All right. And we have people who've been through our sessions, involved in relationships or begin to, they actually require the person to come so that not so that the person get fixed, so that they come up with a common language so that together they can fix their problem. Once understand the distinction. Don't bring me
Brother,
somebody
thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm talking about come so that you have a common language and understanding so y'all can heal each other. All right?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We have
You're welcome.
a comment from Spreaker, CeeLo, one of our daily toasters. She says, she wants you to read the number again before I read what you said. Read what she said.
44798-6170. I'll say it one more time. My email is wekesa@gmail.com. My phone number is 404-798-6170. Call me, text me, send it. I'll get back with you. If I don't get back with you quick, hit me again. I'm not trying to avoid you. It's just that sometimes I'm traveling or I miss it. No discount intended. Hit me, and I'll get back with you. So thank you. So I've done that. So now what was the comment?
We don't leverage the informal educational opportunities enough. Many cannot homeschool, but we could establish and support weekend schools to supplement the education of our children with their culture and history, which you already said. Brother Kwame also says, Elder, you never lied. My wife took me and my project behind on and has turned me into a king. Long live King and Queen Charlotte. So you done hit some chords, and hopefully some of y'all will come out. He will be speaking tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the Millennium Community School. Come on out so you get a sample, because he hasn't even touched on the racial scripts yet. He hasn't even touched on how to identify. And once you identify the emotion, what are the key questions that you need to ask yourself so that you know what to do? Listen, y'all getting a taste. I need y'all to come out and support. And then also, Elder Wekesa, you was talking to me when one of the brothers came up to you after the workshop about a project that you want us to work on as far as getting a group of brothers. Can you go and explain what you want to do here in Columbus?
What I want to do, I've been coming here, this is 3 or 4 years, okay? Thank you, Brother Hatem, and thank you to Tawi Family Village and everybody who supported it. At this point, we need to go past the introduction and begin to get some deepening, some skill set. Not just awareness, like, oh, that's a good idea. No, some skill set so that we have brothers and sisters in this community who are skilled to move through the community, modeling in their own relationships how you do something different, and then sharing what they model as well as their what they know. And so what we want is a group of black men. Okay, this is a 3-day workshop. Let me give you the time frame, and let me tell you the low cost. Okay, that ain't changed in during their 20 years. Okay, because we do this because we gotta heal our people. We start on Friday night. We go from 7 to 11. We come back the next morning at 10 o'clock. We go from 10 to 10. No, I will not be talking to you for 10 hours, 12 hours. You will be practicing, all right? I will go from talking and teaching to coaching. I can watch you ride a bike all day long, but if I don't get on the bike, then I'm never learning. So you move from in various configurations to practicing this with situations that you already bring to the workshop or that may come up between the brothers during the workshop. Because the skill building comes from the practice. Those 12 hours go like boom. And then Sunday we finish up from 10 to 5. All right? Now that's a proper beginning. Imagine having black men, brothers. We also can have black sisters. My wife does this work with me, and so does my daughter and her fiance, okay, who are younger set. They're in their late 20s and 30s, okay? We have a configuration of a safe place for black men to challenge the script. Let me tell you one of the things this brother was saying, having to deal with this emotional, falsified Because, see, one part is illiteracy, which means I can't read my emotions, but the other one is I read one thing when it's a false emotion when I'm actually feeling something else. That's falsified emotional response, all right? And that's a script by white folks, by white supremacists. So this brother says his children they come to, his wife comes over with his children. They're separated, maybe even divorced. I didn't get that detail. In any case, his boys said, "Dad, I want to go with Mama." He's feeling sad about that because he had a plan and a desire to spend time with them. That would have been okay with the mom, but they expressed they wanted to go with her. What emotion did he show? Did he show, yeah, man, I'm really a little sad because I wanted to spend some time. This is what I had in mind us doing? No. He shows power. Like, it don't matter. Okay. It's a manly thing to do. He can't show that he is sad in any way. And so they go and leave with their mother. And they never learn from him that he really wanted to spend time with them, that he was sad because they chose to go that way. Sad and scared are connecting emotions. It meant he cared about them and he looked forward to spending. He didn't tell them that. He was being a strong warrior man. And his children were learning that Dad doesn't care. You understand what I'm talking about? So we gotta, and he said, wait a minute, I gotta go and talk to my boys. Let me give you another example from a sister. Sister said once that her child, she's also separated or divorced. Her talking to her daughter, her young daughter says, "I miss my dad." What do you think she feels? What she showed her daughter was anger. She said to her daughter she was being disrespectful, and she went off on her daughter. She discovered as a result of the workshop that she was really sad and some scared. Not scared that her daughter would hit her, not that kind of danger, but scared of what it meant. Sad that the daughter missed her dad, and whatever it is that she may have contributed to help make that happen, or the relationship didn't work, or whatever. She was feeling sad, but she went off. She substituted anger like she was at war with her own daughter. And so her daughter learns a lesson. What lesson does her daughter learn? That I can't share with my mother my feelings of closeness and my missing my father. Let me tell you what that sets up. Because that falsified response, that response of anger from the mama to the daughter, when in fact she was authentically feeling sad, sets up something that will happen for generations. What is that daughter going to do? She cannot share her sadness with her mother that she misses, so she's carrying her mother. She learns that mama will feel real bad, think like I hurt her or did something wrong if I say I'm close to my dad, if I miss my dad, so I'm going to carry, asking the child of 9 years old to carry the mother. So now, when that girl grows up and finds somebody who's willing to hear how much she missed her dad, guess what? It's going to feel like she's home, like she's free, whether that's the right person for her or not. She finally got somebody who's got enough room to hear her talk about how much she misses and her love her dad. Or maybe she'll go another way. Maybe she'll find the person who also take care of, like she learned to take care of her mother, because she's used to that, whether that person is good for her or not. I hope y'all understand. We got to build strong families in order to win this fight. We cannot have families be all fragmented. We can't have mamas asking the babies, whether it's the baby sons or the baby daughters, to carry us. And part of that is becoming emotionally authentic so that the mama can say, I feel sad, let me deal with my sadness, and not ask my child to not say anything that has me, reminds me of a mistake that I made or something that didn't work out. Let me carry my own weight. Let me find other sisters and brothers to talk to so that I can deal with my sadness as opposed to putting that on a child. There's an African proverb that can guide us here. The African proverb says that an elephant's head is no load for a child. I'm going to repeat that. An elephant's head is no load for a child. It's too heavy for a child to carry. So this mother and this father who says he doesn't share with his children, his male children, that he really cares about them and misses them and wanting to be there, he's going to act like it don't matter. He's asking his children to carry him. The mother who gets angry because the daughter says, I miss my daddy, which is as natural as the day is long, is asking that child to carry them, putting an elephant's head on their shoulders. Come on, y'all. Come on, family. We got to grow up. We got to be men and women, and you can't do that without being emotionally authentic and doing the work we need. Now, where does this come from? It comes from oppression. Because we ain't white folks, and anybody who's in a superior position is supposed to be carried by the folks in the inferior position. White folks ain't got to grow up and face no reality, because we're supposed to carry them. We're supposed to laugh when it ain't funny. We're supposed to scratch when we don't itch, so they never have to face the reality. And similarly, we put that kind of weight on our children, and then we expect to have strong families. It ain't gonna happen.
So you said you was gonna describe the price. You know what I'm saying? Because thank you. We're gonna put that together because I know I go there sometime too. You was into it. Now go on, finish it. Bring us around.
I appreciate it. Back on. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we get to practice. We get a place where we can discover those kinds of things. You know, we need a safe place where we ain't gonna be ridiculed when we realize, oh God, man, I messed that up. But wow, I gotta change that. When his brother says, okay, I got to go talk to my sons. When his mother says, I got to go make some apologies. I got to go deal with my daughter, about this. I got to clean up that stuff. We need a safe place where we can discover that without ridicule of ourselves or others. That's why we need a container. We need a weekend where we make some agreements of how we're going to roll together, and we all do. It costs $349. Actually, it's $399. It's discounted because I want a group of brothers. $349. We can put that off. You can begin to put it in increments and pay pieces of it. And let me just be real with you. If you're talking about a value here, and I consult with people who also do this work, and they charge $1,500 to $2,000, sometimes $3,000 for you to come to a weekend, and you don't get half. You get preached at, as opposed to getting skills that you can leave applying to make your life, and you can know it when you're in it. It's not because you're being bamboozled. It's not because I'm just a good orator, and I can say it like that, and we can get it going like that, and we can move it like, no, I'm not talking about, no, you go with a skill set that you can apply immediately. You leave there applying it so that you get clarity about your own growing up, about what you caught from your parents and how to heal that. I'm talking about a measly $349 for a life change. And we need 20 brothers.
Good evening, 20. Bro. You said how many?
We need 20 brothers to sign up and say, I want this. I'm willing to come to this 3 days. And sisters, we ain't leaving you out. We need 20 sisters as well, okay, to have a sister-only set. Now, let me tell you what happens when we have a sister set and a brother-only set. Then we have brothers and sisters come together, and it is powerful. And you begin to have brothers who know how to build with each other, not to go to war with each other. See, we want this, but part of what we've done the work to do is to discover where people put the poison, y'all. There ain't nothing wrong with us inherently, but we know every time we try to get it together, whether it's a couple relationship, whether it's a business or organization, right at the precipice of success, we're on the heels, the edges of success, and then we start backbiting, and we start crumbling and all get fragmented. I studied, why is that happening? If we rule out that there's something inherently wrong with us, then I want to know, where is the poison? Who scripted the misbehavior, the miscommunication, and I found it. They hid it where they told us not to look. They hid it in our emotions. So they have script in our emotions that serve oppression, and they told us never look there but to suppress our emotions. I found it. We found it. And we talk about some serious health here. And that's just one tool. Feelings as messages is this tool used to crack the code. But there are other tools that are equally as powerful and necessary. What I said at the beginning is we call it the what? Blacknificent Seven. 3 skills and 4 steps. And that's our way beginning to be seriously home. This is psychological health, okay? This is real psychological health that you can feel even as I'm talking to you, okay? That you can feel as you apply. And it doesn't go away because you've been given a rah speech and tomorrow it'll fade. No, the more you learn and the more you apply it, the more powerful you become, the more authentic your relationships become, the more healed your relationships become. I'm a better man, I'm a stronger man because for 30 years, this woman that I've been with has helped me heal from the wounds of oppression. I have helped her heal from the wounds of oppression. What do I mean? Oppression teaches us in one way or the other that we're not enough. We're not smart enough. We're not good enough. We're not articulate enough. We're not powerful enough. We're not intelligent enough. We're not clean enough. We're not something enough. And we all bring those into the relationships. Those are our wounds. Some of them we catch from our mamas and daddies and grandmamas and them who had already been injected into them. And it's passed on our family line. She comes with, she ain't light enough. She ain't this enough, that enough, whatever. And we bring those wounds to the relationship and we make a pact with each other that we will never go to there to re-wound each other. I don't care what goes on. I don't care how much she hurts me. I don't care how much I hurt her. I'm not going to that space where white folks have instilled those wounds and her family have come down to her. She will never get me to go there to join her or to end my anger or anything else. Go there to reopen those wounds. So what happened? And she will never go there for me. What happens after 30 years of being in a relationship and I bring those wounds to it and sometimes they're reinforced when I go to work and go out in the world and when I come home and I get healing salve, guess what, y'all? I get stronger. I'm a stronger black man. I'm a stronger warrior. I'm a better healer and a better builder because I built. I don't mean just found or just discovered or just fell in love. We built a healing relationship with each other based on the tool set that I'm talking about.
All right.
Guess what? This tool,
all right.
also, one more. This tool set will also help you understand when you are in a relationship that you don't need to be in.
Uh-oh.
But every relationship is not to be made. Sometimes I've gone into a relationship out of my old wounds, and I haven't had this tool set in order to help me be clear. And so some need to end. We don't need to be in a relationship where they're wounding, where I'm wounding the sister and she's wounding me. If I can't help you, I don't want to hurt you. I ain't going to do that. If we can't turn this into a healing relationship, we're going to end this. Because all of our relationships with each other, we can't wait till we all get on the therapist couch. We have to have a standard so that our relationships, whether they're business relationships, whether they're organizational relationships, whether they're intimate relationships, that our relationships are healing relationships. Our oppression doesn't wait till we get on the couch. Our oppression comes all the time, 24/7. We got to have our relationships become healing relationships that will allow us to heal so that we can fight and build and win.
Do y'all see why I be fighting to get this brother down here? Now listen. So the gauntlet has been thrown down. Lady J just texted me and she said, I already got 20 women. How much? $349 a piece, family. $349 a piece. So now, that's for the future.
No.
Well, hold on. That's for the future. He will be here this weekend. He is doing a workshop for $59. Right? $59. And
start at 1 and go to 7:30.
1 to 7:30. Now, Also, he will be giving free samples out tomorrow. You're going to be able to come and sample from the Aya Smorgasbord tomorrow. So what more can, you know what I'm saying? After this weekend, brothers and sisters, we could discuss in a serious way, because far as nation building, for me right now, we have to go this step. This is a necessary piece because I have seen too many organizations self-destruct because of this emotional illiteracy, this emotional inauthenticity. I have seen it. I have experienced it over and over and over again. And I'm like this, man. I'm trying to leave a legacy for my kids. Not my fault, my children. I'm trying to leave a legacy for my children and all those children that I have been working with. And I, for one, want to heal because I'm tired of self-destructing. And I'm tired of being involved in the self-destruction. So family, the wisdom is here for this weekend, and we could bring it back and we can help build with it. Family, I know some of y'all out there know all it. No, you know, y'all know everything. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all good with the astrology, and some of y'all good with the sovereignty, and some of y'all good with the spirituality, right? But this brother is bringing the key source, because it is the emotions that move you. The thoughts don't move you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Elder. I'm sorry. I was about to go in. It's your show. Go ahead.
I'm just going veggie backing on what you said. That is, we come with great things that we know. Good. Bring them. Bring on the spirituality. Bring on what we know about yoga. Bring on what we know about health, and all of that is. I'm not trying to replace what you know. What's important is that we complement it with what's missing. And this emotional inauthenticity is not an accident. This is a script that has been written for our oppression. Now, let me tell you a little bit about tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're talking about countering injected racial scripts. And there are 4 that we're going to talk about. One is a universal black orphan. This is how we tell stories about ourselves, how we even tell stories about our own history, whether that's personal history or about our people's history, and how that has been infected by our oppressors, so that we tell the story. It's us, black people, telling it. It's about black people, but we tell it in a way guided by a script written by white folks. It's called the universal black orphan. That's just one. Morality in service of oppression guides another. Shame the devil is a script. And the other one is the superhero trap. These are 4 powerful scripts that influence how we tell our own life story and how we tell stories about our people. Part of what we've done is understood the psychological warfare that's been influenced in the most powerful thing we have. Y'all, stories and storytelling used to be ours. Nobody has a history of storytelling. Nobody knows the power of storytelling historically more than we. Yet now, we get together and we talk about other people's stories. We don't tell our stories. We don't tell our stories. And when we do, we tell it from the outside in. That's right. We tell it, ain't no white folks in the room, but they are guiding how we tell our stories about each other. I'll just give you one example. That UBO that I mentioned, Universal Black Orphan. Many times, you'll see this script when you watch movies and his stories about black people, particularly if there's a black star. Very often that black star doesn't have family, ain't connected to community. They are the black star. And we're so happy that they are a star, and we ought to be. They're a star of the movie, so we see ourselves in starring roles. We don't know their mama. We don't know the daddy. We don't know the community they come from. And what do we lose when we don't know community and family? We miss direction and mission and purpose. You see, kind of characters are in the movie to serve the purpose and the direction and the mission of the other character. And we miss it because we so ingratiated about being included as the star role that we miss that we are there in that starring role to serve other people's mission, direction, and purpose. Now you see, this script is so powerful, it counters what we learned from our grandmoms. See, if I wanted to date one of these beautiful sisters on this line who's listening, and I'm 13, 14 years old, and I come home saying I want to date one of them, somebody in my house, used to be, I don't know about now, would ask a question. That question would be, who her people? Who her people? Because if we're going to know her, we got to know what?
Her people?
Her people. Now, is this important for relationships? Yes, our ancestors said, if you're going to spend time with this person, you got to know her people. We got to know her people. Therefore, we get a sense of who she is by knowing her community, her family. We get to know her mission, her purpose, coming out of that culture and coming out of the family. We get to know her wounds. We get to know her power. We don't tell stories where we bring in the collective. We tell stories making the main character a universal black orphan, even though ain't no white folks in the room. We also do let that guide our relationship. See, our ancestors, my grandma would say, well, baby, you don't just marry the person, you marrying the family. No, I'm marrying the individual. No, you marrying the family. You're marrying the community out of which people come. Okay?
You mean it ain't just about me, Elder? You mean it ain't just about me?
Ain't just about you and your love for this person.
What?
That's necessary, just not sufficient. See? Because when I married Afia, I'm marrying her daddy and her mama and her sisters and her brothers. And let me tell you, because I knew that, there were certain things I was looking for. See, I wasn't marrying a universal black orphan, nor was I telling a story to make her that or me that. I chose this sister because I knew that I was on a path to become a warrior, healer, builder. Warrior meaning I'm challenging oppression. One of the things I listen for and I like is that this black, dark-skinned Alabama woman adored her dad, who was a rebel-rousing cuss, okay? Who's a Klan tried to kill 3 times and couldn't do it. Who said there between Montgomery and Selma when nobody else would put voting booths in their house so that people could practice, he said you can put them here. He was a shotgun-toting brother, kind of brother. And yes, he had excesses, and she didn't like that. She still appreciated and loved that he was a warrior brother willing to take that on. And I said, when I heard her talk about her daddy, I said, that's good. I'm marrying that. Because I knew that when it was time for me to challenge oppression, as it came when these folks tried to come after my house with this so-called mortgage crisis back in 2008, 2009, snatching the wealth out of my home, wanting me to pay $140,000 for a house now that's valued at half of that. And I said, no, we ain't going to do that. And we're not going to run and give away all of our investment. And I said, we're going to fight them. As pro se litigants representing ourselves in court, we're going to fight them. And I sat everybody down and said, y'all, we got some options. I can't do this by myself. You know, what's your vote? Do we fight or do we just give up? I knew what she was going to say. Because I didn't just marry her. I married her and her daddy. What'd she say? She said, we're going to fight. So what did my daughter say? We're going to fight. There was no division between her dad and her mama because I understood that there was a fighting in her family that she respected. And that was what helped lead me to choose who I chose. Are y'all understanding what I'm talking about? Okay? We got to build these relationships, and you got to get to where our folks, the wisdom of our folks says, you ain't just marrying this woman, you marrying a family. Was it a perfect family? No, there's no such thing.
Now, I got another question. I got a question here. I have somebody say, what about someone who is truly an orphan?
No problem. If somebody's a truly an orphan, then part of what they have is they have father and father figures. Yeah, I don't have to have a mama. Yeah, I got a father or father figure. Okay? And I got to deal with the relationship between that and what are ways that I want to and need to compensate for not having someone there. And as long as that is complementary with what you can provide, you got it. And as long as they are aware of that. That's why y'all got to come to the workshop. That's why we need a weekend. So we create a safe so somebody can talk about that.
Wait.
You can come tomorrow, learn about these particular tools. I'm hoping you hear the answer to the question. That is, it ain't like if somebody is an orphan, they are messed up. Everybody has a father or father figure. Sometimes they are, I had a friend of mine, a great friend of mine, and a mentor. His father wasn't there. Guess who he adopted as his dad? Mystically in his head, Ray Charles. Ray Charles became his dad, his father figure, okay? And served him well in many instances. There's no somebody that is truly, because if we are truly orphaned without father or father figures or mother figures, if we don't psychologically find it and make it up, then we die. There's no such thing as a true individual. That's some white folks' madness. Let me tell you about the marasmus study. Some white folks wanted to figure out how important this contact stuff was. So they took two groups of orphans, right? They put one over here, Group A, and Group A would be fed, and Group A would be clothed and kept warm. Then they had Group B. Group B would get the same thing, fed, clothed, and warm. But they made one distinction. Group B would also be hugged, sung to, touched. Group A, all of the biological needs were met. Group B, biological needs plus social and emotional needs. And they wanted to know which group was going to develop faster or better. Well, hell, only white folks would need to ask such a foolish-ass question. Your grandmama could have asked that question. That the children who are touched and hugged, who got not just their physical, biological needs met, but who have their social and emotional needs met, those children are going to thrive better. They couldn't finish the experiment, however, because the children who had all their biological needs met, but not their social needs met, began to die. D-I-E. So there's no such thing as a true individual. The Africans, our ancestors told you, I am because we are, and we are because I am.
Family, this workshop gonna be off the hook. We turning up tomorrow, and then on Kaumba, we really turning up. So we moved the workshop back to 1 p.m. and we're going from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. The brothers are gonna be laying it down for $59. Come out and see him now. And what I was trying to say when I was talking about people with skills, I want you to come and I want you to keep your knowledge, but I want you to come with an empty glass, not the physical glass, a metaphorical glass, empty, so that you can receive. Because I don't want somebody in there trying to out teach my elder, because I'm gonna throw you out. I'm just.
Gotta worry about it. I'm not gonna allow it.
I know that, but I'm just throwing that out there.
You're gonna add it to it. That's good.
Right. I'm just throwing it out. You know what I'm saying? That warrior healer builder. We're gonna try to heal, but then if we can't build and heal you, we're gonna war your ass up out of there. I'm sorry, because it's like this, family.
Hold tight. I'm sorry. We go to war with those who oppress us.
That's true. Okay, you're right.
somebody go out, you ain't go at war with them. Okay? You may be asking them to be out because you don't want them, or they violated a rule, but you're not at war with them. Okay? We bring our warrior energy toward those who oppress us. Okay? We do not bring our warrior energy at each other unless the person is trying to kill us as an agent of the oppressor, wittingly or unwittingly. And we can set limits. We can put somebody out. I can put somebody out of my life without going to war with them. So we got to get this straight, y'all. Okay? Because when we say warrior, we got a specific definition about it. So we will not be giving our warrior energy tomorrow unless some enemies come up in the room, and we're talking about Yoruba. If others come and they're not doing what the rules are, we'll ask them to follow the rules or we ask them out. But we're not at war with them. Clear.
Yes, sir. I got you. Right. But Lady J throw the gauntlet down, gentlemen. She said she already got 20 women. And I'm like,
come on, we'll set a date. I'll get my wife on the phone, and we'll project that so that you already start organizing those 21 women. See, I want y'all to understand, okay? I'm a doer, okay? I'm a doer for and with my people. If you ready, I've been ready. We can make it happen. This is not hype stuff that I'm talking about. I hope you hear it in my voice. I hope you hear it in my examples with my children, my examples with my wife, okay? And they come every day. And we give you, I ain't talking about just what I read. I can tell you what I read. I can tell you about whoever. That's not enough. What is Wekesa walking the walk? Okay? Do we have examples where we're talking about our children, educating our children, talking about building our relationships with each other in terms of our businesses, our strong organizations, our families? Come on with it so that you get some real options and some real answers, and more than that, some skills so that you can apply it when you leave. And no matter what time we spend together, get some of them. And the more time we spend, the more skilled you become. That's my commitment. I tell you one thing. If somebody comes and you pay $59, and at the end of the session, you can honestly say, I ain't got my $59 worth, I'll give it back to you.
Oh, my God. We having a going crazy sale here, right here, Gye-Nyame. Come get
what you need. Because if I ain't
I'm
helping
serious
you,
too.
I'm not a charlatan. I ain't desperate, okay? That is, we got to put a fee to it so we can keep on doing it.
And that's the piece that we constantly talk about this. This brother is bringing.
We got to sustain our stuff. But guess what? I don't want your money if, in fact, you ain't been served. So if you can say, I sat here, I've taken in as much as whatever, and I ain't got nothing worthwhile, I'll say, here, take your $59 back. I love you. Enjoy yourself.
Y'all hear that?
That's no brag. That's just fact. I ain't here to hurt nobody, and I certainly ain't here to fleece nobody out of no money. At the same time, I'm here. I've been self-employed. My daddy was self-employed. Okay? The reason you're hearing what you're hearing is because I haven't been beholden to other people in order to feed my family. And so I haven't had to water down what I'm saying and what I've discovered. And that's why it speaks to us. And it's right for us. I ain't had to compromise it because my dad showed me that we had to build our business of service to our people. My business wasn't dependent upon, his business wasn't dependent on white folks coming. He had some white customers, but it was business based on him serving the black community and serving it well. And that's what I caught. So I come out tomorrow. Tomorrow's a free session. That ain't no $59 in.
Right. Tomorrow free. And remember, it's at 7 p.m. at the Millennium Community School. The brother is bringing a true value here. Because family, y'all know how I am. I'm trying to bring what we need. We try, you know what I'm saying? The elders is going to be there. We're going to have the study group there. Somebody else is on the line. Go ahead.
You hear me? Okay. Hi.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm Starla. I'm so sorry. I actually do have a question, though, but I didn't realize you can just hear me like that. Okay, so my question is, I have a friend, a male friend, who is around my age. He's about 34. And I was speaking with him last week, and he told me that he's in counseling right now because he has lost all respect for women, and that he doesn't understand what a woman can really do to him. Now, for him.
Who can do for him?
I'm sorry?
He doesn't understand who can do for him?
A woman, what the purpose of a woman in his life will be. Now,
Okay.
I've known him for like 7 years, and he's always felt this way. But for some reason, something shifted in his life, and now this is, he believes at 34, he used to be a very, very wonderful man, desired by a lot of people, but something happened. And so he's been going into counseling for like a year, he told me. And he said it feels like it's healthy, but I'm not for certain if this is really helping him to evolve in his perspective. Of course, I offer as much insight as I can. But I was wondering if you offered counseling for...
We do personal counseling. We do couples. We do families. We actually go to family reunions and present workshops at family reunions. Okay, to give people the tools to heal some of
Clear that.
stuff that families fragment. Okay.
Bring my cord.
We also do so families, family reunions, family interventions, also individual and couples. So I understand the brother is hurting, and he's got some distorted view. That he's got enough awareness distorted that he's seeking some help. Now, whether he's actually getting help, because let me be real honest with you. Psychology and sociology, the helping professions that don't account for oppression, often do us more harm than good.
Thank you. Whoa.
Okay.
Say that again, Elder, please. Say that again.
Social helping and psychological helping that doesn't account for a history of oppression that black men have suffered, black women have suffered, black families have suffered, often do us more harm than good, even though the person is not necessarily meaning to. But if they're training, they haven't gotten it someplace, because if you go to regular programs on getting your degree in psychology and sociology, embedded in them is blaming African people and seeing African people as inherently a problem or inherently sick, okay, to protect the system of oppression that is in place that has caused and maintains most of the sickness. See, a healthy African challenges oppression. And now, John Henry Clark told us that powerful people don't teach us to take power. Having a strong family. This brother understanding his wounds, where he got them, the part that he got from mom, dad, sisters, and brother, where the oppression has come down his family line. See, oppression come down my family line. I got some from my dad. He taught me some powerful things about challenging it. He also taught me some things that pass that oppression on to women, black women especially. I took the powerful things about being self-employed and what it took to do that, and making a business work, and the daily grind of building and gaining trust. I took that in. The poison that he learned about relationship with black women based on white male training of what it is to be a man, I let him keep that. And I went in search of how do you find others who weren't there, wounded in that way, and they became my guy. Take the best that he had, but also heal the woundedness that he had. Important, because if you don't count for oppression, then you leave that we are inherently to blame. and that's really sick and sad. Okay, I got to oppression. So the answer to your question is, if you or he wants to be in touch with me, we'd be glad to do that, to see whether or not we can be of service, a better service to him. Okay, we can have the sessions, through a Skype-like program that we used, private session. Many of the people we automatically record it. The person can record it themselves and download it to their computer so they can play it again and review it, all right, or not. It's up to them. And folks get to say whether or not this is useful to them. We're about earning your respect, not telling you that you're supposed to. But you see, our community is long on ought to, but short on how to.
Damn.
Okay? All right? I want to say that again. We'll get up in a minute. We ought to be unified. We ought to do this. We ought to do that. We ought to do this. And you're right. We ought to do it. But okay, I can agree with you that we ought to be unified. Now tell me how, given this wound, given this hurt that I've had repeatedly from these sisters or brothers, or given that I had to carry my mother or my father, or given those wounds, how am I going to be unified with these other brothers or sisters in a relationship? How to do that? You're telling me that I ought to, and I agree. I just don't know how to do it. We're long on ought to. We're short on how to. That's the issue that we have addressed. We flip it. In our training, we're long on how to. Most of us already know what we ought to do. Question is, how do we successfully do it?
Man.
Not hypothetically, but starting with who we are, starting with what we have to work with. And that's the promise we make to you. That we're longer on how to than we are on ought to. So please have the brother call me. You call me, y'all. We work it out. Come and meet me. Are you in Columbus, sister?
Well, I am in Columbus, but my friend lives in Cleveland, Ohio. So.
But down the road, come and get here on Saturday. At least you get a feel for me. And part of that's important because folk want to figure out, can I trust this brother? And that's a great question. Don't go to nobody you don't trust. I don't care how many degrees they got. They can't earn your trust. Tell them deuces. Bye. Not just for therapy, for school. I don't want no children to be educated by people they don't trust. Deuces.
Okay.
All right,
because
family.
I don't trust you. You also are guiding me in the wrong way.
Once again, It will be going down tomorrow night at the Millennium Community School, 3500 Refugee Road. This will be a free session. It starts at 7 p.m., family. I'm guaranteeing that if you come in and you listen to him talk about those racial scripts and you start seeing how you can apply this to your life, and if you just walk out of the workshop on Saturday and just try to apply it a little bit, you will start seeing changes. Now, family, it's going to take work. Because like y'all know when I do my toast, I say peace, power, joy in 100 years. Now, the 100 years is mine. The peace, power, and joy I got from his workshop. You understand what I'm saying? So he influenced me in the short time that I got to spend with him. And this is why I'm hyping this up. This is why I'm saying you need to get to this workshop. I'm not making a dime. It's not about that. What it's about is I'm trying to build a tribe. I'm trying to build a nation. My fault. We're trying to build a tribe. We're trying to build a nation. And the we is getting in the way because the we is out of touch with the emotions. And I'm just like, yo, man, look, it's right here. It's right here. And he's right here and he's offering it. And he gave it up tonight. He giving it up tonight. And you can feel the passion coming through. All I'm saying is, Columbus, we need to turn up and turn out.
Bring some folks. Now, I'm tell you, I got 4 minutes, bro, because I got to be.
I know.
On a in the morning.
Right, we got to venture in the morning.
We got 4 minutes. If I can ask a question in 4 minutes, a short, I'll do that. I really want to have y'all, if you can't come, send somebody in your place. I want to say that again. If for some reason you can't come, then don't just say, oh, that's too bad. Use your influence to send somebody who can. Tomorrow is free. If you can't come, bring somebody. You got enough influence to say, I heard this, brother. This is going to be good. Hell, you use that influence to get people to come to the Black Panther movie. Okay? Use that influence to come whatever. That's cool. I don't want to deal with that right now. I'll deal with some of that tomorrow. Okay? But use your influence to come. All right? Now, the only cost is your willingness to come and listen and participate. Okay? That's the only cost for tomorrow. And hopefully you'll get a feel enough between tonight and tomorrow that says, you know what? This already been worth $59. I know Saturday going to be off the chart.
It's going to be off the chart. It's going to be off the chart.
Okay? And so the deeper taste so that you know what's there. I want to tell y'all. Yes, who this?
This is Shaka.
Okay, Shaka.
I got a real quick question for you. Man, when you get in your car tonight and you and your lady is going wherever y'all going, what is your playing music? What music is playing?
Oh, bro, it depends so much on present. I may play Miles Davis, So What? I might play Patti LaBelle. I might play Last $2. Okay? So my musical taste runs ranges, and so does my ladies' musical taste. It ranges. Let me tell you what's romantic. Sometimes we enjoy listening to warrior music and celebrating that part of us that's connected. Then when we go on in, we could consummate that celebration and take it to a higher level. Sometimes
keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it clean, Elder. Keep it clean.
Now, I'm just telling you, this party he looked it up, okay? Because now sometimes she wants to listen to some Luther or some Marvin Gaye, okay? I'm old school, and so that's beautiful. Sometimes I want to listen to some, right? Sometimes we'll throw some Parliament Funkadelic on here. And then I ease it down with a little more Parliament called either Funk Intellecti or If I Was the Wizard of Finance. Okay? Y'all, our culture is so wonderful and so great. That's a short answer to the question. Hopefully you'll jump into the playlist. All right?
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, my brother. So glad you stayed with us. Please, even if y'all are out of town, y'all know some people in Columbus, or you know some people that drive an hour, for some good stuff. Come on.
So, family, I want to thank all of y'all for joining us. What I need for you to do is to like and share. Even if you ain't part of Gye-Nyame Journey, you just heard about it, get on your Facebook page, go to Gye-Nyame Journey, like and share. Go to the Spreaker. Spreaker.com/Hatem, like and share. You ain't got to share nothing else on my page. Share this discussion so that we can get people. Family, if we serious about building, see, because he got a story, because he didn't even tell the story about the Susu. But we got to sit down because I know he got a busy day tomorrow because I'm going to be with him all day, right? So we got a busy day tomorrow. But he didn't even tell the story about the Susu, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And, when you hear the story about the Susu and how they set that up, family. But, hey, I'm not going to hold you up anymore, Elder. I want to thank you for joining us. Family, remember, I want to remind you, you are now in the congregation of the mighty. This is the Gye-Nyame Journey Media. You have just got done listening to Tribal Quotes featuring Elder Wekesa, and this is a Heart of a Simba production. And I know for a fact tonight we blew up your old paradigm. So family, I will see you tomorrow for the Daily Toast. And those of you that's coming tomorrow, please, I will see you there. I might even have some ambrosia with me. I'm gonna have some church with me. It's going down tomorrow. All right. So I'm out. Peace, y'all.
Out.
All right, Spreaker, we out.